Welcome back to the city that never sleeps. Viva Las Vegas! Hi everyone, Anthony the Captain here, bringing you this action for the Apple League Championship Series. It's Game 2 between the Tallahassee Lassies and the Nevada Sundogs to lead the series 1-0. As the teams take the field, let's go to the starting line for the visiting Tallahassee Lassies. And they're going to be using the same lineup as last night, and they're going to be using Kate Hudson as the pitcher. They're going to be scoring off against Lord Scott Patterson. Let's go to the playing field right here, right now. In steps Rebel Wilson. And in the air, deep drive. And the first pitch that she sees, it's a home run. Solo shot for Rebel Wilson. That's how this game kicks off. Here comes Lady Gaga. And in the air to left. And under it is Denise Loden for out number 1. One pitch, one gone. In steps Lucy Liu. And so we're going to miss a ball of letters. And deep drive. Say goodbye. Another solo shot, this time by Lucy Liu. And already it's 2-0 in favor of the Tallahassee Lassies. Let's see what Jennifer Garner does. And into right center. Who has it? It is Malibu Stacy Blitch. Let's see what Ann Kendrick does, the number 5 hitter. And strike 1, or so I think, on the inside. Strike 2 from Lord Scott Patterson. And in the center, base hit. Inning continues with Haley Steinfeld. And into right center, who has it is Shea Brown, Warrior Princess. 2 solo shots for the Tallahassee Lassies. Sundogs coming to bat. But before they do, let's take a look at the starting lineup. And as you can see, they're using the same lineup as last night, with Lord Scott Patterson being the pitcher. Once again, they're going to swing off against Kate Hudson. And in steps Shea Brown, Warrior Princess. And way outside, 0-1. 1-0, excuse me. And swinging a bit late on that one, 1-1. And 2-1. And ball in the dirt, 3-1. And swinging a miss, full count now. Payoff pitch coming right here, right now. And got her looking. Curveball got her, and in steps Stacy Blitch. And way outside, 1-0. And chucks a foul to the left side. And 2-1. And Wisely lays off, 3-1 in the dirt. And swinging a miss on the ball in the dirt. Payoff pitch coming right here, right now. And on the ground, Hudson has it, and throw over to first is in time. And let's see what Bill Barker does, Captain America. And way inside, ball 1. Ball 2 now. And swing and a miss. 2-1 now. This is a right pass. Bill Barker. The Chuck Woolery. And got him swinging. 3 up, 3 down. To the top of the second we go for the bottom of the lineup, starting with Drew Barrymore as we begin the top of the second. And nips the outside corner, 0-1. And 1-1 inside. Drifts outside, 2-1. And swing and a miss on that one. The Chuck Woolery. And got her swinging. See what Raven Simone does. And swing and a miss, 0-1. Swing and a miss again. 0-2. And druts it over to the left, base hit. And it's going to be extra bases as they play it off the wall. It's going to be a 1-out double for Raymond Simone. And in steps the pitcher, Kate Hudson. And juts it foul over to the right side. Lefty versus lefty, 1-1. And right down Broadway, 1-2. And tries to ring her up, but it's just outside. Chuck Woolery. And got her swinging. Back to the top of the lineup for Rebel Wilson. She kicked things off with a solo shot. And in the air to left. Under is Denise Loden. And that'll be that. 1 left for the Lassies. They still lead it 2-0. To the top of the second we go. Starting with Big Nasty Tim Washington. And swinging and missing the ball in the dirt, 0-1. Tim Washington, of course, playing for his longtime colleague and fallen hero, Mark D'Amato. And in the air, opposite field, out of here! That one's a splashdown. They don't call him Big Nasty for nothing. And the Sundogs are on the board with a solo shot from Tim Washington. And in steps Denise Loden. Can she capitalize? And juts it foul over to the right side. And lays off from the ball in the dirt, 1-1. And swing and a miss, a ball at the letters, 2-1. 1-2, excuse me. And got her looking. See what Jason McDaniel does. And comes back. Ooh. How was that a ball? Looked pretty good to me. Oh well. That one's a strike. Swing and miss. And questionable again. Getting away with one. Ball 2 now. 3-1. And swing and a miss. Work to count full. Payoff pitch coming. And on the ground. And Rebel Wilson will take it herself. In steps Mark Weber. And drifts outside, 1-0. And swing and a miss, 1-1. Gets it past Weber again, 1-2. And tries to ring him up, but it's a Chuck Woolery count. The Chuck Woolery. And lays off. Full count. Foul pitch coming. And in the air. Base hit. And the inning continues. Time to make way for the Abrahammer. Janet Abraham. And swing and a miss. 0-1. And Weber goes. Swing and a miss. And Weber retreats. Weber goes again. And juts it over to the left. To the right. Base hit. And runners are going to be at the corners with 2 gone. And we're going back to the top of the order with Shea Brown, Warrior Princess. Well, Lord Scott Patterson, excuse me, the pitcher. And ball 1. And 2-0 now. Let's look at the runners now, the pitch. And way early on that one. And swing and a miss. Chuck Woolery count. The Chuck Woolery. And got him swinging. Unable to capitalize on runners at the corners. We got a solo shot from Tim Washington. We head to the third. And in steps Lady Gaga to kick off the top of the third inning. And she swings and misses. And pop up. Under it is Patterson. And Lady Gaga's retired. We got Lucy Liu coming up next. She had a solo shot her first trip. And nips the outside corner. 1-0. 0-1. 0-2. Nips the inside corner this time. And say goodnight. Let's see what Jennifer Garner does. Oh! That got her. And it was not on purpose, mind you. And here comes Anna Kendrick. And deep drive! That one's gone! Almost near the water. Well, it's a 2-run Johnson for Anna Kendrick. Score's now 4-1 in favor of the Lassies. Did you ever see a Lassie go this way and that? I saw 2 of them. They went home. And Haley Steinfeld, could have been one or the other, but it's ball 1. And pop up. Washington under it. And the side is retired. 2-run Johnson for Anna Kendrick. 4-1 is the score. To the bottom of the third we go. Now we head back to the top of the order for Shea Brown, Warrior Princess. Strikeout victim her first trip. And it's ball 1 now. Ball 2 inside. Almost got it. Had to back up a little bit. 3-0 now. Hitters count. Counts in her favor. And ball 4. Let's see what Stacy Blitch does. Another lefty versus lefty. And on the ground, we've got a base hit. And they'll play it off the wall. And it's going to be runners in scoring position. Still no one gone. And in steps Bill Barker, Captain America, who struck out his first trip. And swing and a miss, and ball in the dugout. And we're going to get 1 run and 2, if not 2. Scoring is Brown. Scoring is is Stacy Blitch. The second is Captain America, Bill Barker. And he's got an RBI double out this one. And in steps Tim Washington, Big Nasty. Splash down his first trip. And he's done it again, folks! He's done it again! And the pendulum swinging right in the favor of the Sundogs. It's 5-4 in favor of the Sundogs. Time to make way for Denise Loden. And back-to-back Jackson Jills! Sundogs are on fire now. They came to win. 6-4 in favor of the Sundogs. As Jason McDaniel makes his way to the plate. Can he capitalize on it? And swinging and missing, ball in the dirt. 0-1. 1-1 now. And then line to center, and it's a base hit for Jason McDaniel. Time to make way for his right-hand man, Mark Weber. Still no one gone. And on the ground, this could be 2 out there. And 2 for the price of 1 for the Lassies. In steps Janet Abraham. The Abrahammer. And ball 1 just outside. And swinging a miss to the ball in the dugout. 1-1. And it's going to be a good one. Base hit, though she'll play it off the wall. And it's a base hit for Janet Abraham. Time to make way for the pitcher, Lord Scott Patterson, who struck out his first trip. And ball 1 inside. Let's look at Abraham now, the pitch. 2-0 now. And on the ground, back over. Oh, Kate Hudson bobbles it, and everybody's safe. Everybody moves up 90 feet. Let's see what Shea Brown, as we head back to the top of the lineup. She walked her last trip, and it's going to be on the ground, picking up for Kate Hudson. And they're going to get the out at third. And 5-run score. 6-4 is the score. To the top of the fourth we go for Drew Barrymore. And strike 1. Right down Broadway. And strike 2, swing and a miss. Say goodnight. And in steps Raven Simone. She doubled her first trip. And she's got a base hit. Will it be another double? To be sure. It's going to be 1-out double for Raven Simone. Back-to-back doubles for her. We'll see what Kate Hudson does. Strikeout victim her first trip. And she swings and Juts it foul. Strike 2 now. And on the ground, it's going to be a tag him out, throw him out situation for the Sundogs. No one left for the Lassies. 6-4 is the score. In steps Stacy Blitch. And we're going to be getting a pitcher change. Tia Mowry's going to be taking over for the Lassies. And on the ground at first. And Rebel Wilson takes it herself. Time to make way for Captain America, Bill Barker. He doubled his last trip. And swinging and missing the ball in the dirt. One and one. 6-4 is the score in favor of the Sundogs, bottom of the fourth. And juts a pass to Bill Barker. And Chuck Woolery count. The Chuck Woolery. And full count now. And ball 4. And then trying to make way for Tim Washington. 2 homers and 2 trips. And strike 1, swing and a miss. Let's look at Barker, now the pitch. 1 and 1. And runner goes. Swing and a miss. And Barker retreats. And 2 and 2 now. The Chuck Woolery. And throw to first. And Barker gets back standing. And full count now. And another walk. So it's first and second, 1 gone, and then steps Denise Lips-Loden, who homered her last trip from a back-to-back Jackson Jill. And on the ground, juts it foul. And 2 and 1 now. And in there for strike 2. The Chuck Woolery. Full count once again. Will she have another walk? No, she won't. Got her looking. And then steps Jason McDaniel. Can he capitalize? And swing and a miss. 0-1. And back over to Tia. Tia over to third. And that'll be that. Sundogs unable to capitalize. And to the top of fifth we go. To the top of the lineup for Rebel Wilson. And back over to Patterson. Oh, he bobbles it. And Rebel Wilson will be safe. The steps Lady Gaga. And over to the left. Score that in E1. And it's going to be a tag him out. And they're only going to get the runner going to second out. And Lucy Lou's up next. Ball 1. Lady Gaga is safe, by the way. And on the ground, foul. And swing and a miss. 1 and 2. And on the ground, foul. 2 and 2 now. The Chuck Woolery. And got her looking. Let's see what Jennifer Garner does. She got hit by a pitch her last trip. And pop up. Under it is Washington. And that'll be that. 1 left for the Lassies. 6-4 is the score. To the bottom of the fifth we go. With the bottom of the lineup. Starting with Mark Weber. And liner to center, base hit. And that's how the inning begins for the Sundogs. Time to make way for the Abraham or Janet Abraham. 2 base hits. Or 2 trips. And swinging to miss a ball in the door once again. 0-1. And back over to Mowry over to second. And 2 for the price of 1 for the Lassies. And Lord Scott Pass is going to be staying in the game. He reached on Narrow's last trip. And, I'm not sure about that, but it's ball 1, even though it looks like strike 1. And back over to Mowry. Mowry over to first, and that'll be that. No one left for the Sundogs. To the top of the sixth we go, starting with Anna Kendrick. Base hit and a homer for her first 2 trips. And it's ball 1, just on the inside. And strike 1, 1-1. And And swing and a miss. 1 and 2. And tries to ring her up, but it's 2-2. And got her swinging. In steps Haley Steinfeld, a.k.a. Emily Junk, a.k.a. Emily Dickinson. And swing and a miss. 0-1. And just nips the outside corner. 0-2. Say goodnight. And in steps Drew Barrymore. 2 trips, 2 strikeouts. And, ooh, again, borderline. I'm questioning for the millionth time, I'm questioning the strike zone. And swing to miss. 1 and 2. And down on strikes again. 1, 2, 3 go to Lassies. They still trail it 6-4. And in steps Shea Brown as we begin the bottom of inning number 6. And air fly to center and putting it away is Anna Kendrick. 1 pitch, 1 gone. And in steps Stacy Blitch. And ooh, way early on that one. And on the ground to first. And Rebel Wilson takes it herself. 3 unassisted. And let's see what Bill Barker does. He walked his last trip. And 1-0. And on the ground, Judson foul. 2-1. And swing and a miss. Chuck Woolery count now. The Chuck Woolery. Full count now. And in the air to left. And putting it away is Lady Gaga. 1, 2, 3 go the Sundogs. They still lead it 6-4. To the top of inning number 7 we go, starting with Raven Simone. 8, 9 in the top of the order to come. And Jamie Conman's going to be taking over on the mound for the Sundogs. And it's going to be a base hit into the gap, into the right center field gap. And thinking 2 off the bat is Raven Simone. And this is another double for Raven Simone. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. That's going to be it. Angelina Jolie is going to be pinch hitting. And in the air to right center base. And it's going to be an out for the pinch hitter. Which means we go back to the top of the order for Rebel Wilson. She reached on an error. And ball 1. There's a Raven now the pitch. And deep drive. Out of here. We're all tied up, folks. 2-run Johnson for Rebel Wilson. We're all knotted at 6. And in steps Lady Gaga. Can she capitalize? And in the air to right center, base hit. Into the gap and onto the wall. And she's thinking 2 off the bat. That's going to equal extra bases. And it's a double. With the go-ahead run at second, Lucy Liu makes her way to the plate. 2 strikeouts or 2 trips. And on the ground, they're going to get the lead runner over at third. Interesting strategy. In steps Jennifer Garner. 2 gone. Runner at first. And swing and a miss. Strike 1. And strike 2. Say goodnight. Time to get up and stretch. When we come back, Tim Washington's going to be taking over. And in steps Tim Washington, and we're going to have a pitcher change. Pink is going to be the new pitcher for the mound for the Lassies. Oh, and 2 now. Say goodnight. And let's see what Denise Loden does. Strikeout victim, her last trip. And strike 1. We're all knotted at 6, bottom of the 7th. And over to Dress it over on the ground to the left, base hit, to the right base hit. And thinking 2 off the bat. And she will be in there just in the nick of time. In steps Jason McDaniel. And swing and a miss, strike one. And strike two. Swing and a miss. And 1-2 now. Let's look at Loden. Now the pitch. And Loden goes. And say goodnight. And Loden retreats. And see what Mark Weber does. And in the air. Deep drive. Out of here! 2-1 Johnson for Mark Weber. And it's now 8-6 in favor of the Sundogs. In steps Janet Abraham. She was in a double play situation her last trip. And swinging a miss, the ball in the dirt. 0-1. And 0-2 now. And 1-2 now. And Joseph Fowler over to the left side. And got her swinging. 2-1 Johnson for Mark Weber puts the Sundogs in an 8-6 situation. And Anna Kendra is going to be leading things off. And Posse, the Shalene Machine, is going to be taking over. And Anna Kendra has got to base it out of this one and then some. And misses the diving Stacey Blitch. And so it's going to be a leadoff double for Anna Kendrick. Maybe some life in there left for the Lassies. And in steps Haley Steinfeld. 0 for 3 in the game. 0 for 3 in the game. And we're going to be having a pinch hitter. And Kalani Hilliker is going to be taking over. And we're going to get a pinch runner in Chloe Lukasiak. 2 Dance Moms alum. And ball one. And in the air to left. Base hit. And Lukasiak is going to be scoring. The second is Hilliker. And it's 8-7 in favor of the Sundogs. Slowly but surely closing the gap. Time to make way for Drew Barrymore, who was 0 for 3 in the game. 3 strikeouts. And our cold streak comes to an end. Scoring is Kalani. The second is Drew Barrymore. And we're all knotted at 8. We're all 8 up, folks. And Raven Simone, 3 doubles her 3 trips. Ball one, inside. Top of the 8. We're all 8 up. And we got hitter number 8, who is 2-1 now. And 2-2 now. The Chuck Woolery. And got her swinging. And we're going to be having a pinch hitter. Emma Watson's going to be taking over. And ball one. And ball two. Stay tuned tomorrow for the Santa Barbara Riveters hosting the Garden State Queens for the Beta League Championship Series for Game 3. And ball 4. Back to the top of the order for go for Rebel Wilson, who homered her last trip. And on the ground foul. And 1-1. And swing and miss, 1-2 now. And in the air, opposite field. Out of here! 3-run Johnson for Rebel Wilson. And the Lassies are on top now. It's now 11-8 in favor of the Lassies. Did you ever see a Lassie go this way and that? I saw 3 of them, and they went home. And in steps Lady Gaga. Can she capitalize? And in the air to right, under is Shea Brown. 2 down in the 8th. And let's see what Lucy Liu does. And over the right, base hit. Jennifer Garner's up next. And pop up under is Washington. And that'll be that. We got 5 runs scoring for the Lassies. 11-8 is the score. To the bottom of the 8th we go. And already we're going to be getting a pinch hitter and a new pitcher for the Lassies. And Sam Martin's going to be taking over at the plate, and taking over on the mound for the Lassies is Kelly Clarkson. And in the air to right, who has it? It is going to be Lucy Liu. And 1 down in the 8th. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. And in steps Shea Brown, Warrior Princess. And swinging a missing ball in the dirt, 0-1. And swing and a miss, 0-2. And say goodnight. Let's see what Stacy Blitch does. Oh, way early on that one. Had her fooled. And in the air, base hit. Throw comes back in quickly. And in steps Bill Barker. And in the air on the right, and it's playable but foul. And 1-1. Tying run is on deck. And 2-1 now. And 3-1. And full count now. Runner goes. And got him swinging. One left for the Sundogs. We go to the top of the ninth. Starting with Chloe Lukasiak. And taking over on the mound for the Sundogs is Debbie Rice. And on the ground, back over to Rice. Rice over to Abraham for out number 1. And in steps Kalani Hilliker. And strike. Ooh, or so I think. 1-1 now. And on the ground, over to the left, to the right, foul line, base hit. And it's going to be a double out. That's one for Kalani Hilliker. In steps Drew Barrymore. And back over to Rice. Rice over to third. And they're going to get the lead runner at third. Let's see what Raven Simone does. And swing and a miss. 0-1. Strike 2. Say goodnight. Last chance for the Sundogs. 11-8 is the score. In steps Tim Washington to lead off the bottom of the ninth. And 0-1 now. 1-0 now, excuse me. And 2-0. 3-0 now. Are on the verge of losing them. And 3-1. 3-2. Payout pitch coming. And ball 4. See what Denise Lone does. Tying run waits on deck. 1-0 now. 2-0. 3-0 on the verge of losing her. And throw over to first. Runner back. And swing and a miss. 3-1. And pop up over and right. Under it is Lucy Lou for out number 1. Jason McDaniel's up next. Mark Weber is the potential tying run. And Jeannie Mai is going to be taking over on the mound. And 1-0. And zips past McDaniel. And 2-1. And 3-1 now, on the verge of losing him. And full count now. And ball 4. In steps Mark Weber. He's the potential tying run. And wisely lays off. 1-0. And 2-0 now. Janet Abraham is the potential go-ahead, is the potential winning run, barring a double play. 3-1 now. And on the ground, this could be a double play out at third, and that's all they're going to get. So that means Janet Abraham's the potential tying run and the potential last chance for the Sundogs. And we're going to be having a pinch hitter. Richard Brown is going to be taking things over. King Richard Brown. He's a potential tying run now. The 0-2. 3-0. On the verge of losing him. And Justin Fowler over to the left side. And in there. Last chance. And runners go. And they're trying to pick him off, but they're back in. And inning continues. Bases loaded. And just as we figured, there's going to be a pinch hitter. Rusty Montgomery is the Sundogs' potential last chance. And 1-0. And in there for strike one. And on the ground. And ball game. Alright, now so the series is tied at 1 apiece. 11-10 is the final score in favor of the Tallahassee Lassies. And Pink is the winning pitcher. Losing pitcher is Posse Shalene. And Jeannie Mize makes the save. And so the pendulum was swinging back and forth for a high-scoring affair. But in the end, it's the Tallahassee Lassies. And we had a lot of homers, especially in favor of the Lassies, as you can see. All right, folks, that's got to do it for this edition. And we're going to be going over in the Tallahassee, Florida for the Alpha League. And once again, tomorrow night, we're going to be having the Santa Barbara Riveters hosting the Garden State Queens for Game 3 in the Beta League Beta League Championship Series, And we'll see how things go from there. And once again, the Garden State Queens lead the series in the Beta League 2-0. And we're all knotted at 1 in the Alpha League. But who knows where the road's going to lead us. Tune in to find out. Until then, this is Anthony Hard, the captain, saying so long until the next game. And tune in again for more spectacular Tiller Tournament action. And as always, do it for Michael Tiller!